In this video, we're going to continue on with our brain.js tutorial, and this is part 4, where we will let the machine learning give us a suggestion. Of course, this is a very simplified version. However, you can imagine this could go many layers deep. So what I'm going to do is the following. So if you see many of my videos, you probably figure out that I do a lot of videos about chart.js. So imagine the following. We want to create a chart, and based on certain values, we want to make sure that the machine learning gives us a suggestion if the chart should be a pie chart, a bar chart, or a line chart. Of course, this is all fictional. So what we're going to do is we're going to change this here. And let's say the following. If we have 5 values, we're going to say this will be a value of 0. If we have 10 values, we will say this will be a value of 0.25. If we have, let's say, 15 values, in that case, this will be 0.5. So if you're wondering, why am I not giving it 1, 2, 3, 4? Well, the answer is machine learning is not allowed to give us higher than 1, or I think the highest is 1.16. So we cannot go beyond that. So this is why I'm doing it like this. Everything within 1. And this, so we have brackets in here. So then let's say if you have 20 data points, it should be number 1 here. So what I'm going to do here now is we have this, we say 1, alright. And here, this will be the result. Oh, sorry, this should not be 1. It should be, let's say 10. We expect here 10. That would mean the expected output would be 0.25. And here again, 10. Let's do that one here. So I have here the results, and I guess later on I'll be using this. So let's save that first and see if we get a desired response. As you can see here, we're getting very close to 0.25. And the reason why this is because apparently there's still what we call a margin of error. So if you see this here, this is what they call the error margin. And in this case, as it iterates multiple times, it starts to become more correct and concise and more accurate. And apparently the accuracy on this case is close. It's close, but not 100% correct. But anyway, it is acceptable. So what I'm going to do now is just very simple here. I'm going to put in here, enter, enter, and then I'm just going to say the following. I'm going to say if, and let's grab the result here. I'm going to say this. So if our result is equal to 0 and result is not bigger, or sorry, equal or larger than 0 and not bigger than, well, in this case, let's say not bigger than 15, 0.15. In that case, what I want to say here, console log, and then we can just say suggestion here would be pie chart. So we can I'll just duplicate this for simplicity's sake. There we are, and then finally here, if this would be not smaller than 0.9 and this will be equal to that, we can say here, I'll just say a donut chart. Of course, this is all fictional. I'm just trying to match it up with this here. So then we have the 10. If you have 10, we should expect 0.25. And the result is, well, in this case, I want to make sure it's very correct. So I say 0.30 and between 20 and 30. And this one will be between, I guess, 30 and let's say here 70. Although I think if I do 40 and 60, I should be already very close to it. So then this will be a bar chart, and else it will be a line chart. So if I save this now let's say here now, alright, I have 15 items. So if it's 15, it's 0.5. 0.5 would say a line chart. So let's do this here now. I'm going to say here 15. There's a here 15. Save that. Refresh. Alright, so invalid left hand side assignment on 47. Sorry, I guess I'm missing here something. 47. So if this, and alright, that's one here. Sorry. So it'd be this or equal, and like that. Alright, so then it loops through it, and then you can see here it gives us a suggestion, the line chart. So apparently it's very accurate already, and if it's very, very tiny margin of error here, and it assumes the value is 0.53. As you can see here, we have to be at least flexible with our values here. So let's do one more, and then we are basically done here. And you can imagine this here is the way you can create suggestions. We have here this 0.5. Oh, and you can see here, number 20, we are just below, and surprisingly enough, it is not acceptable because it is not correct. Well, so that is a nice one. So we can try to be more accurate. Let's make this 250 to be very accurate here. Save, refresh. There we are. So now it gets here the donut chart, but let's be sure really if this is really correct. All right. So slightly off. Surprisingly, why I don't know. We'll have to figure that one out. However, this is interesting. So this is basic machine learning. It is really not 100% correct. So if I do 85, maybe that will be more acceptable. There we are. So apparently it will not hit the 1, and that is very common. It will not hit the 1 because 1 would be 100% exact. But I would expect maybe 97, but surprisingly it's 10% below that even, or 0.10 point below that. And that's it. So that's here. We have this here. We could maybe, let's do this. Let's make this 5. See if we can make the brain a bit more larger so it becomes more accurate. And if I refresh here, there we are. It becomes more accurate, as you can see here. 92 now by default. So that's a good thing. Of course, you have to watch out. Don't extend it too much because it will, the more you extend this, the harder it becomes, so it takes more time to load. But this is basically how you could get suggestions from machine learning.